Mastering prompt engineering, that's my topic. First, everybody has used, how many of you have used ChatGPT? Okay, so it's like selling ice to the Eskimos, which is a very bad example, but then that's what I can think of immediately. So it's like that. But why should you learn prompt engineering? What is there to learn? We all use ChatGPT. The earlier talk discussed about how do you build your own GPT models, how do you fine tune them? What is that? I give a command, it works, right? Let's try something. I'm going to start with something, best movie of the year, okay? It's giving you some results here. What is the best movie of the year? And it's giving some, that's all is there to use ChatGPT. You give a question or a prompt and it gives you some results. So what is there to learn? Why should I be talking next 1 hour to you on how to use ChatGPT? The answer ரொம்ப easy. நம்ம ரொம்பலாம் போக வேண்டாம். திருவள்ளுவரே ஆன்சர் கொடுத்துட்டார். Anything we have to learn properly before we can actually use it. தொட்டனை தூரும் மணற்கேணி மாந்தர்க்க கற்றமை தூரும் அறிவு. So it's only as much as we are able to learn it, we can master it. That's why this topic is called as mastering prompt engineering. When I was putting about this talk in Facebook a couple of days back, and I was searching a lot of talks online, everybody has done prompt engineering talk, prompt engineering in Tamil. So I went and searched and I watched many of them after I prepared my talk. யாருமே prompt engineering தமிழ் வார்த்தை சொல்லலை. And அந்த எல்லா டாக்லையுமே நான் பார்த்ததில்ல, எல்லாமே இங்கிலீஷ் வேர்ட்ஸ் தான், கனெக்ட் பண்ணுறதுக்கு மட்டும் தமிழ் வேர்ட்ஸ் இருந்தது. ஸோ அது சில பேர் தங்கிலீஷில் வேற அந்த டெக்ஸ்ட்டை கொடுத்துருந்தாங்க. அது என்னமோ தமிழில் பேசினா, நானும் இங்கிலீஷில் தான் பேசுகிறேன், பட் இந்த தங்கிலீஷில் பேசினா மட்டும் கொஞ்சம் கடுப்பாயிடுது. இதை தமிழில் பேச அல்லது இங்கிலீஷில் பேச. அதுக்கு தான் நான் ஃபஸ்ட்டே சேஃபாக சொல்லிட்டேன், நான் என் டாக்கை இங்கிலீஷில் கொடுக்குறேன், தமிழ் எக்ஸாம்பிள்ஸ் தான் நிறையா கொடுக்க போகிறேன். தமிழில் எப்படி யூஸ் பண்ணுறதுங்கிறது தான் அப்ஜெக்டிவ். பட் 1-2 எக்ஸாம்பிள் யூடியூப்ல பார்த்தேன், தங்கிலீஷில் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க, அதை படிக்கவே முடியல. நான் NAN அப்படின்னா அது ஏதோ ஒரு டார்ச்சர் சேம்பரில் போட்டு நம்மளை டார்ச்சர் பண்ணுற மாதிரி இருக்கு. அதனால அப்போ ஃபேஸ்புக்கில் ஐ காட் a ரிப்ளை, தமிழில் ப்ராம்ப்ட் இன்ஜினியரிங் என்ன சொல்லலான்னு. எனக்கு தெரிந்த தமிழ் அறிவில் உள்ளீட்டு வடிவமைப்பு, நீங்கள் கொடுக்குற இன்புட்டை வடிவமைக்கிறீங்க, அதனால நான் உள்ளீட்டு வடிவமைப்புன்னு எனக்கு தெரிஞ்ச தமிழில் நான் ஒரு சாய்ஸ் சொன்னேன். மணிமணிவண்ணன் என்னோட ஸ்டேஜில் இன்னொரு டாக்ல இருந்தார். அவர் பழமொழியில் போயிட்டு ஆற்றுப்படுத்தல் அப்படின்னு, ஆறு போகும் பாதை ஆற்றுப்படுத்தல், திருமுருகாற்றுப்படை எல்லாம் தெரியும், அதுலேருந்து ஆற்றுப்படுத்தல் அப்படின்னு சொல்றாரு. இது இங்கே பாஸ் பண்ணிடுவோம், இல்லைன்னா ஒரு தமிழ் ரிசர்ச் போயிடுவோம். ஒரு few slides, let's understand what is this prompt. I'll start giving you more examples as we move on. But let's cover just 2-3 slides, just bear with me for 2-3 slides on what is prompt, what are the types of prompts. What are types of prompts? Prompt, for now, remember it to be a command that you are giving it to ChatGPT, Google Bard, Microsoft Copilot, or any of the Llama models they were talking about, etc. There are many types of prompts, 4 prompts. I'll make it very, very simple. Zero shot prompt. These are actually meaning you don't give any example. Like I said, what is the best movie? I didn't give any context, nothing. Just asked a question. That is zero shot prompt. Okay, let's not go into why it is called short and all that. Few short prompts, which basically means I'll give you some samples. I'll give you 1 joke, I'll tell you 2 jokes, and then third ask, give me a joke. Now that's few short prompts. Third one is chain of thought prompting. This is how you instruct somebody. You tell your child, first go to the supermarket, look for the grocery aisle, in that look for rice, in rice look for organic products, in that pick up this particular brand. That is one example. You are giving a chain of commands. Now you are asking ChatGPT, you solve a problem. What is the best movie? Now how did you go solving it? Ask it to break the steps. Either you give the steps or you ask. What are the tips for prompt engineering? Again, these you don't need to remember. As I show you my examples, you'll start understanding. Be very clear. It is a machine after all. Even if you don't give correct instructions to your assistant, he or she is not going to do a good job. So be as precise as possible. Use always delimiters. Don't say your question, your data, don't mingle all that. Put double quotes, triple quotes, triple hash. I generally use double hash or triple hash to distinguish between the data that I give and the question I do. Third is, some people have said, do not generate anything. That's not a good way of prompting. Always say, what do you want? And one interesting thing in ChatGPT, at least in ChatGPT, people have figured out it's very useful if you say please and thanks. None of us would have thought, but if you say please, ChatGPT, can you please give me this output? It actually does a much better job. Any guesses why it does better? There's no people there. Nobody has programmed it to say, when you are here, please, you do a good job. No. Any guesses? Anything goes. The answer is very simple. This is a cloud of data. You should see, this is a graph. In data analytics, we kind of call it as a graph, and we kind of group and classify data. So what happens is, wherever there is good quality data, that those people who generated it, or that data which has been referred, kind of nice words like please and thanks are very close. So the blog that has referenced good data has used the word please and thanks in its database. So this is like, nice people stay with nice people, good people are with good people, bad people are together with bad people, kind of the same logic. So when you say please, the system kind of goes to the data set which has been used by people who use the word please. So that data set turns out to be good. And we are learning every day what kind of words actually work very well in ChatGPT. So please and thanks, or vanakkam, nandri, whatever you want to use, it actually kind of works. You can try it out yourself and give the model time to think. How do you do that? We'll also see. Basically, you say, break down the steps, take your time to do, this is also surprising. There's a recent paper I read. When you say, take a breath and then answer this, ChatGPT does a good job. Machine is not breathing. But when you say, take a breath and then answer, it kind of works. Again, the reason is very simple. Those data sets are with people who have produced good content. Good content comes with good health content and all that. There people have said, before you work, you're stressed, take a breath. So kind of there is association if you think deep. Or even ask ChatGPT, it will say, why are you good when you take a deep breath? It's going to answer that. Last is experiment on the order. When you ask questions, if you're asking first question, second question, or kind of the data, interchange it and see. The results will vary. Okay, the answers I have got in the screenshots I will show from what you will see live kind of changes. That's the whole point of ChatGPT. Okay, let's try a movie review, because all of us, I write movie reviews. Okay, and I wanted to I wrote a short thing in English about a movie review. Somebody said you should do a reel, Insta reel about movie reviews. So I said, let me do movie reviews in Tamil. So I wrote it in English. Now I wanted to be in Tamil. I wanted to be short. I write a blog, Venkatarangan.com. I've written about 4,000 blog posts. I use ChatGPT to refine the language every time. So useful, whether it is Tamil or English. You should use ChatGPT for that purpose. If you ask it to write a movie review for yourself, there's no point. Everybody's ChatGPT will write the same thing. You write a review, ask it to change it. The way I tell it, write it in the language I would have written. And then it starts to give you better results. Though that's what you will see as we move on in this example. Let's go. Let's take as I promised, let's do demos. Okay. So this is a quick review I've written. Pungal 2014 movie releases. Quick Ayalan, Captain Miller, Mission Chapter 1. Any Dhanush fan here? Forgive me, I didn't like Captain Miller. Okay, I felt like somebody was shooting at me 1,000 bullets all the time. Anyway, so no Dhanush fan, or at least maybe in the YouTube reviews I'll be blasted for this. Anyway, I'm giving you some context at the bottom. Just focus on that, because that is the prompt engineering piece I want you to focus. You're an expert movie reviewer of Tamil movies. I've written this quick review. Can you improve? Please ensure each movie is just 2 lines and not more. Give it a good title. My brand is called Mango Idiots Included. Okay, this is I can give more prompt. We'll see how do we write more complex prompt. But I've given it more instructions. It actually works better if I even done this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will work much better. But let's skip that part. Let's take this and then let's move on. Let's try this and see what happens. I'm going to go to the same ChatGPT, give this as the input, and then I'm going to copy paste the review. These are reviews I have written. And notice something, if you're smart, you would have noticed, I've also given it context. These are Pungal 2024 movie releases that got happened today, but it's not today, but that's okay. Okay, let's go here. And as I said, this Triple hash is just any delimiter. You can use triple quotes, triple brackets, double brackets, whatever, as long as you can notify ChatGPT this is a data section that you are giving, it should be fine. I just find this convenient because this is a command for commenting in most of the programming languages. Now it's now starting to generate. It's now even given the title, Mango Idiots Quick Reviews Pongal 20 Tamil Cinema Roundup. If you notice, I didn't ask it to give it in Tamil yet. My prompt, if you see, was you are an expert, I have given this quick review, can you improve? That's what I'm asking ChatGPT to do. I'm not asking it to write. One more thing I could have done here. Base your facts, base your output only on the facts I have given. If you don't do that, ChatGPT will start hallucinating. It will say Captain Miller is a fantastic movie. So we have finished that part. Let's try, and one more thing about these ChatGPT models. They are also GPT-4 and other are called multimodal models. What do they actually mean is it can understand images, pictures, videos, text. So you can also give an image and ask it to describe it or ask it to generate an image. So we'll see some examples of it. There is also you can do prompt engineering. What I will do is I'll pick up a sample. This is a meme or a joke. Help, I'm stranded on a desert island. On the first look, you would have got it. What is the joke here? Okay. If you're like me, you didn't get the joke. Let's ask ChatGPT. What is the joke here? Okay. I'm going to give this input. It's an image input. I'm going to ask it now describe this. What is so funny here? Okay. I'll wait for the answer to come. The humor in this image arises from a play on words and comical situation depicted. The man is saying, help, I'm stranded on a desert island, which is a pun on the phrase desert island. Typically used to describe a remote and uninhabited tropical island. Instead of being stranded on a desert island, D-E-S-C-R-T, the man is literally sitting on an island made of dessert, D-E-S-S-E-R-T, the one we have after our meal. With the sweets or ice creams or gulab jamuns and for some reason vanilla ice cream combination. With features resembling a cake topped with a large cherry indicating the island is a giant dessert. So it's able to understand. And if you notice, it's actually very interesting. It is able to understand the images. It is also able to read the text there. It also kind of to a large extent works on even Tamil jokes. Most often the jokes that come in Tamil magazines, we can't even understand it. So if you give it here, probably the system will understand. Some of the where it is actually really useful. The other day I was reading New York Times and it gave an image of something which it said is racially offensive. There was one photograph and it said this was racially offensive, so people got wild about it. I couldn't understand it because I don't know the context. I'm not an American. Though I visited, I don't know the context. Why it is racially offensive? I don't know. So I gave the input to ChatGPT and said, why is this offensive? It was able to give me history up to American Civil War and explain what is the context there. And this is a question you can't ask anybody. Say, why is this offensive? We can change it to caste, religion, or whatever. Today's world, we want to be very careful, right? When you write anything, you can actually give it to ChatGPT and say, am I offensive? Am I offensive to women? Am I offensive to a particular caste? Am I offensive to a particular religion, a faith, a region, whatever? You can ask all that, and the system is going to tell you. And there, give the context. What are you trying to be achieving here? What do you want it to be do? Of course, without saying their corollary also is true. These tools are a two-edged knife. You can ensure you are not offensive. At the same time, you can also use the systems to be offensive by design. Okay. So I've got here one paragraph in accounting. Objectives of accounting, following are the objectives. To keep a systematic record, etc., etc. Okay. Now I'm going to say this is a lesson from accounting. Please explain this one with one example for each that is easier to grasp for students. I'm using ChatGPT as a learning tool. Just continuing on the same trend. Okay. I'm going to give a chapter from the textbook of accounting, objectives of accounting. Probably that's what they will ask in exams. Okay. Now what I'm asking is for these each objectives, give me an example so that I can learn it better. It's actually going to give a very interesting, and you can also start playing next. Can you give a story for each of these examples? It actually generates very interesting stories. You will remember. And your favorite characters, you can actually say, now do the story with this. I actually asked it to generate a story script for a new Rajnikant movie. It's not very difficult, but then it actually was able to come up with a much better script than many of the script writers we have got now. It's able to give me each example to provide information to various stakeholders. Example, it says shareholders might want to know the business is performing, etc. It's able to give you the examples for that. Let's go into one more example. Solve this problem, and then I want the answers in Tamil. So what is that I want to solve? This is a chart again from the textbook. Some of the values are missing. So it's able to show assets, liabilities, capital. Okay, assets is equal to liabilities plus capital from accounting, and some of the numbers are missing. Find the missing one. So I'm going to give this as the input and ask ChatGPT to work out the answer. You should try for max problems. It actually does a very interesting thing. Again, if you notice, it's able to understand images because these are multimodal models. Now it's analyzing, it's going to take some time, and then it's going to come with the answers. And I'm also asking it to explain the answers in Tamil. So if a Tamil medium student is having this book, he wants to learn, ChatGPT can be a very effective tool for he or she to learn it. Let's wait a bit more to get the answers. And it can be any problems. And most of the time, if you're picking it up from textbook, the accuracy of ChatGPT is likely to be very good. And you can try it as many times as you want, or you can go to Google Bard and try and compare. All that you can play around. கீழ்கண்ட புள்ளிகளுக்கு பதிலளிக்கும் முறையை தமிழில் விளக்கவும். கணக்கியலில் ஒரு முக்கியமான விதியாக உள்ளது சொத்துக்கள் என்பது கடன்கள் பிளஸ் மூலதனம். இதை கொண்டு நாம் கீழ்விடும் முடிவுகளை கணக்கிட்டோம். சொத்துக்கள் 30,000, கடன்கள் 20,000, மூலதனம் 10,000. விடை எப்படி வருகிறது? சொத்துக்கள் மைனஸ் கடன்கள் is equal to மூலதனம். And it goes on to solve the problem for you. This was unthinkable few years back with the technology we have. Now we can do. It's also able to explain to you in Tamil. I wanted to have a thank you slide. I wanted ChatGPT DALL-E to generate an image for me. And this is what it generated. I said I wanted a folded hand way of thanking an audience after I give my prompt engineering talk, and this is what it generated.